Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing Terence Crawford and how he's been stripped of the IBF belt. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as I go throughout the video. First, I want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers and all the people that watch my videos. Leave comment below and punch the like button. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you're watching this video, just like I just said, be sure and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents. And make sure you punch that like button, because that's how we get in a logarithm so other people can come in and join the conversation. So, over the last 24 hours, I first heard it yesterday that Terence Crawford was stripped of the IBF belt, and it was given to Jaron Boots Ennis. So when I first heard the information, I was wondering, why did Bud Crawford get stripped? Why did Bud Crawford get stripped of the IBF belt? He has all the other 2 belts. And so, I guess this video, I got more questions than I got answers. But I just want to give my 2 cents about what I think and, you know, what's been going on. So, I was, okay, boom, he been stripped. They gave the belt to Jaron Ennis. Why did they do that? As I strolled around the YouTube streets, I heard people saying a bunch of different things. Some of the things were Bud ducking Boots. He wasn't gonna fight Boots, so they took the belt. Boxing is corrupt. Ain't no way they should have took the belt. He only had it this amount of time. It's not fair. The boxing world hate Bud because he's so good and nobody respect him. So the IBF just took the belt away from him. Then I got on Bernie the Boxer's channel, and he said, man, we threw the belt in the trash. We didn't want the belt. I don't know why everybody's saying we was ducking Boots. We would have fought him. Boots shouldn't accept the belt. This is what Bernie the Boxer was saying on his channel. Boots shouldn't accept the belt. He didn't earn it. He didn't work for it. This is just all the things I heard, right? So I was listening to this and collecting the information. And this is what I came up with. This is my 2 cents. First, when I heard that IBF, quote unquote, stripped Terence Crawford of the belt, it made me think that probably he got stripped of the belt because he's not fighting at 147 anymore. So let's run it back. We've heard Terence say he's not fighting Boots. He's not fighting Thurman. He's not fighting Danny Garcia, right? He's not fighting all of these people at 147, which I thought Danny Garcia was at 160. I don't even think Danny Garcia fights at 147. So Crawford has already, and he's said himself, he wants to go up 3 weight classes. He wants to go fight Canelo. He'll fight Charlo or Canelo at 160. He want to fight Charlo. Charlo's at 154. He only wants to make the rematch at 147, so Spence won't take the rematch and he don't have to fight him. But he wants to move up. So all we've been hearing from Terence after the fight is he's not fighting at 147. He's not fighting at 147. So am I wrong? I mean, so I don't see what the problem is. So it sounds to me like Terence Crawford let them know he wasn't going to fight at 147. He wasn't going to fight the mandatory at 147. He probably doesn't have any intentions of fighting at 147 again. He probably going to lose the other 2 belts too. So I don't understand what the uproar is about. And a lot of people saying, oh, well, Earl Spence, Boots was, this is what they're saying now. Boots was Earl Spence's mandatory. Why they never stripped Earl Spence? Why he never took it? Well, because Earl Spence was going after an undisputed match. The undisputed matches trump mandatories. And the only reason why it was taking so long for the undisputed match to happen was because of the negotiations that Terence Crawford was dragging along. So no, they didn't make him fight his mandatory while he was waiting to fight Terence Crawford. So then some people will say, well, Terence Crawford got a mandatory. He got a mandatory rematch. He got to fight Spence. So why did they strip him? Well, Earl Spence wasn't going around saying he's not going to fight Boots. He wasn't going around saying he ain't fought nobody. Why should I fight him? He low risk, high reward. He didn't give any inkling or indication that he wouldn't fight Boots. He said, for the right price, I'll fight him. Boom, it's over with. It's a possibility that you will fight him. But Terence has made it clear that he's not going to fight him. Now, I don't really know why the IBF stripped Terence Crawford of the belt. But to me, it just seems like Terence Crawford is not going to be fighting at 147 anymore. He's been talking about fighting at every other weight class except for 147. And Boots has been, everybody saying Boots ain't fought nobody. Boots ain't fought nobody. It seems like the Spence hate train is just going to transfer over to Boots, because when I go to the Crawford fan pages, it seems like they all mad at Boots. As if Boots walked up to Terence Crawford and snatched the IBF belt away from him and walked off and said he's a champion now. Do you think that Boots wanted to be labeled, quote unquote, an email champ? Do you think Boots wanted somebody to hand him a belt? No, he didn't want that. But unfortunately, he's coming in at the end of an era where the two best fighters have met. One of them has become undisputed, and now they're moving up. Crawford could have fought him and gave him the opportunity and passed the torch and beat him or whatever he did, kind of like how Mayweather did for Canelo. But it didn't happen like that. And I believe, my 2 cents, they're not going to let Crawford hold on to these belts, BS around, and for another year and a half, another 2 years, however long. They're not about to allow him to do that. He's moving up to 154. He's already said he can't make the weight at 147. He's already said he'll fight at 168, 160, 154. He already said he don't want to fight at 147 no more. He's already said all of these things, so they're not about to play around with Terence Crawford holding up the 147 division any longer. They're not going to allow him, and just to give my 2 cents, they're not going to allow him to hold up the division any longer. And to me, that just seems fair. Because Terence Crawford could have just dropped the belt and just drop the IBF belt. Here you go. I don't want to fight the mandatory. And I'm not going to say that Crawford is ducking Boots. Because me personally, I don't think that Crawford necessarily needs to fight Boots to prove anything. He should to prove something, but it's not a big deal if he does it, because Boots is a whole nother era. He's a whole nother generation coming up. It would be great for Terence Crawford to pass the torch, to fight him. If Terence Crawford can beat him, beat him. It's not going to be no knock on Jerron Boots Ennis. It's not going to be no knock on him. Fight Terence Crawford, you get beat. Boom. You get to prove yourself. People get to see how good you are, even if you don't win. But if he doesn't do that, I don't say he's ducking. He needs to move up and continue fighting through the weight classes and building his legacy that way. There's no need for him to say he's not going to fight, but have the belts and hold on to them for this quote unquote leverage everybody believe they have when they have the belts. But that's just my 2 cents. And I don't know why the barrage of hate is going towards Jerron Ennis. He strong-armed the IBF to take the belt from Terence. It's not his fault he's a quote-unquote email champ, or whatever the case may be. Now that he has the belt, people will fight him, which is probably what they were thinking, because Boots cannot get a fight. I honestly don't know why Boots can't get a fight, but that's going to be another video, because I do want to discuss that. Why nobody want to fight Boots? Is it the money? Are they not offering enough money? It can't be because people are afraid to lose. I don't understand that when people say that, oh, they don't want to lose. What do you mean? This is Boots Ennis. It's just like losing to Tank Davis. What does it do for you? These are one of the best fighters. Go up and challenge yourself. Barrios lost to Tank. You seen what it did for his career. Ryan Garcia lost to Tank. You see what it did for his career. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, but it's like an uproar that he was stripped. And then for Bernie the Boxer to come on and be like, oh, we threw it in the trash. And then go so hard and go in on Jerron Ennis as if he did anything wrong. He didn't do anything wrong. He tried to fight you. He tried to fight Spence. He tried to fight Stanionis. He tried to fight Virgil Ortiz. He tried to fight. He's attempting to get these fights with all of these guys. He attempted to get a fight with Keith Thurman. Now maybe he has a belt, people will fight him. Because whether he was an email champ or whether he fought for a vacant belt, y'all still would have a reason to say something about the belt that he has. But none of this is his fault. This is just how everything fell into line. And I believe that they're sick of Spence and Crawford holding up the division with the belts. Because they've been having it for years. It took almost 2 years to make the Crawford Spence fight when it didn't have to take that long. They could have been fought. We could have been moved on. We could have been past this. And then after the Spence fight, Crawford should have just dropped the belts and moved up to 154 and fought the rematch. We shouldn't even be having all of this right now. Crawford shouldn't have even had to be stripped. If you have no intentions on defending the belts, just drop them. You undisputed, 2-time best fighter on the planet, #1 pound for pound. Boom, drop the belts, move on. Let's do the rematch at 154. And that's probably one of the reasons why they stripped you, because they are not about to play around with you and all this tough negotiation and tactics and all of this stuff that you want to try to do. But that's just my 2 cents. I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Why do y'all think that well, I seen the article. It said that they stripped Terence Crawford because he's not going to fight his mandatory boots. That's why they stripped him. How do they know he's not going to fight Boots? He must have already told them that he's not going to fight Boots. He must have definitively told them, I'm not fighting Boots. Otherwise, why did they strip him? And like I said, I agree. I don't think Terence Crawford has to fight Boots to prove anything. Just like I don't think Earl Spence would have had to fight Boots to prove anything. You get what I'm saying? I don't think so. So, y'all let me know. Is this such a big deal that everybody's making it out to be? Does Jerron Boots deserve all the heat and the name calling? I mean, the man hasn't even done anything, though. He tried to make the fights. He couldn't make the fights. And people saying he didn't earn it. He need to do this and do that. What else do you want the guy to do? He's obviously not going to get any fights unless he has a belt. So they gave him a belt. He was next up for the belt. He been waiting around. The man got 30 fights. He's not ducking nobody. And now Boots Innocent's a PBC hype job. Now he's a hype job. Just like Earl Spence. And listen, if you feel like he's a hype job, just let me know and drop it below. Why is he a hype job? Please let me know your perspective. Maybe I can see this from a different light. Because right now, I'm not seeing how he's a hype job. So let me know what you think about Terence Crawford being stripped of the IBF belt by dropping your 2 cents in the comments below. Be sure to help support the channel by punching that like and subscribe button. Follow me on IG at 2 Cents Boxing and follow me on Twitter or X at 2 Cents 20. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next video.